It is indeed with tremendous pride and deep joy and heartfelt gratitude that we look back at the 5 momentous decades of Bicol University's shining period. We have indeed come a long way from the pioneer days to finally building a niche in the education landscape of the Bicol region. The history of Bicol University is filled with numerous generous and brilliant minds who have steered the university into what it is today, a thriving, relevant, and transformative academic center where the best and the brightest converge. Your presence here tonight is a clear manifestation of what Bicol University has become through the years, through 5 decades of development. And I could say that we have been blessed many times over with good leaders, starting from our first president, Dr. Arcilla, who possessed great vision for the university. Visions that were firmly planted and rooted in the guiding pillars of Bicol University. Visions that propelled us to achieve what many others in the field have only come to dream of and imagine. Many universities would like to equal the performance of Bicol University, but many of them came short. And I attribute this to the men and women who make Bicol University excel in so many fields. The founding fathers, and I'm referring to Senator Aitona, Congressman Imperial, and Congressman Alberto, the past presidents, from President number 1, President Arcilla, to my immediate predecessor, the previous administrations, the deans and directors, highly admired mentors, and the strong resource of its personnel have all painstakingly left their indelible mark in the pages of Bicol University's colorful history that set the resilient foundation and enabled the present administration, my administration, to steer the university into further heights of glory. We could never have been what we are now and achieve what we have today without the great sacrifices born from countless sleepless nights and oftentimes unnoticed efforts of all the men and women of the university who, with great courage and faith in our vision, continued beyond the many obstacles. Friends, today we stand proud and momentarily satisfied because we have made an impact in the education landscape of the Bicol region as my emphasis on as the premier university offering quality and relevant education to the countless Bicolano scholars whose minds and hearts were shaped by Bicol University education. Our recent contribution to building a legacy is the latest results of the medical board examination. The pioneer batch of the College of Medicine has registered a 98.04% passing rate. We could have made it 100% if not for one taker who eventually withdrew from taking the board examination. So the term is sayang, but better luck next time. So in other words, my dear friends, my dear alumni of this great university, we have now joined the rank of universities offering medicine with long-standing track record of excellence, with the performance of this batch of examinees. There's so much to celebrate in this 50th founding anniversary of Bicol University. Why? Because now Bicol University is recognized as a top-performing university not only in the Bicol region, but across the country. We're one of the top 22 top-performing schools as far as CHED is concerned. And now we are selected by CHED among the 10 universities in the country to lead the way towards this QS star ranking. And we're also one of the 10 universities selected by CHED to pioneer this transnational education program with top universities in UK. Producing leaders and change agents for social transformation and development, we have to stay on course and committed to propel Bicol University towards the road of excellence. We need every help that we can get, especially from our dear alumni, to maintain the stature that Bicol University made in the 50 years of its existence. And you, our dear alumni of this university, are part of the lifeblood that will sustain Bicol University today and beyond as we continue to break barriers and build more legacies. And I am happy to note that our alumni has supported our 50th founding anniversary because I strongly believe that great universities around the world exist because of their alumni. We hope we could promote this great partnership between Bicol University and you, our dear alumni, to help us achieve our vision of becoming a world-class university. That is why I'm counting on your support and commitment, that you support the program of Bicol University, that you support our ideals, our vision to become at par with the top universities, not only here in the Philippines, but also around the world. And I don't think that is an impossible mission for us. In fact, when I started with my journey in Bicol University as the 8th president, many of our colleagues were surprised that we're trying to hit this vision of becoming a world-class university. It's an ambitious vision for the university, which I would say that even perhaps after I retire, we will not be able to achieve the fullest potential of becoming a world-class university. But my only consolation is that at least we have laid down the groundworks into becoming a world-class university. And you, my dear alumni, you are our walking advertisements of how great Bicol University is. As a matter of fact, we now have alumni who occupy top positions in the government, top positions in the private sector. We have produced SUC presidents. As I counted them the other day, I think we have 8 or 7 SUC presidents who are graduates of Bicol University. And our occasion tonight is made very special because of the presence of our 2 congressmen here, who are both products of Bicol University. And they're one among the honorees in tonight's occasion. I think, my dear alumni, we have laid down the foundation through the strong pillars of scholarship, character, leadership, and service. These are the core values that define every BUNO, every alumni. And these are the guiding posts that made us, Bicol University, a university of excellence.
Certificate of Merit. Second place went to Kirsten Chloe T. Sena. She will be receiving a cash prize of 3,000 pesos and a certificate of merit. A round of applause please for Kirsten Chloe. Ladies and gentlemen, first placer is Rainiel E. Cardinio. She will be awarded a cash prize of 5,000 pesos and a certificate of merit. It's time to meet the winners in the secondary category. Third place went to Maria Jacinta L. De Leon. She will be receiving a cash prize of 2,000 pesos plus a certificate of merit. Second place went to Madeline Therese B. Alesna. She will be receiving 5,000 pesos and a certificate of merit. The first placer for secondary category went to Jasmine B. Alcaide. She will be receiving a cash prize of 10,000 pesos and a certificate of merit. A round of applause please for our winners in the secondary category. Now it's time to meet the winners in the tertiary category. Third place went to Maria Leonor Yuna Regaspi. A round of applause please for Maria Leonor. She will be receiving 5,000 pesos and a certificate of merit from Bicol University. Second place went to Claudette Joyce B. Mendina. Claudette will be receiving 10,000 pesos and a certificate of merit from Bicol University. First place, tertiary category, went to Leandro Nero. Leandro will be receiving a cash prize of 15,000 pesos and a certificate of merit from Bicol University. A round of applause please for all our winners in the essay writing contest sponsored by Mrs. Fe Lastrella and family. Thank you very much to our highly esteemed university officials and congratulations to all the winners for a job exceptionally done.
Tonight, I am filled so much joy and pride to be given this honor and privilege to address the BU flag bearers, our alumni, the living testimonies of this institution's capability
to provide quality and world-class education. I know with shared passion how important this historic event for everyone in this room who has dearly considered Bicol University as their second home. For us all to partake in the celebration of the 50th founding anniversary of this university within our lifetime is truly a blessing. I can see the sense of pride in the faces of the alumni who have convened here to commemorate the rich and dynamic history of their alma mater. Your attendance tonight is a proof that BU produces graduates who are not only geared towards success in their respective fields of endeavors, but also graduates who recognize the contributions of this academic community to the successful professionals that they are now. My dearest alumni, your success is the feather in the cap of BU. It is the fact that the gauge on the capability of an institution to deliver quality education is reflected on how the alumni perform in their respective fields. From the time you have entered the halls of this university as freshmen, to the time when you join the country's valuable human resource in different fields, as well as up to the moment when you became experts of different disciplines, you carry the name of this institution. We are very thankful that you have carried it with dignity, integrity, and pride. You make us all very proud. Please carry on and be more productive. Contribute more to the community where you belong. Show everyone that a BU graduate can take all challenges and are resilient. Show the community that you are catalysts of change and leaders who can leave a legacy of excellence. Thank you for looking back. Feel the halls of the school. You are part of it. It breathes the memories you have had as students. Embrace Bicol University and it will warmly embrace you back. I encourage the Alumni Federation to strengthen the alumni network. Be each other's inspiration. You can help Bicol University in more ways than just doing short-term activities and events. Let me share my thoughts. First, in the process of admissions, your rich view as practitioners can help in the filtering process of viable and competent students who would like to enroll in this university. As the old saying says, birds of the same feather flock together. The Bicol University flock is an excellent flock. Thank you for helping us establish this. When you are excellent, BU is also that excellent. When you are achievers, BU is also that achiever. Second, visit us during welcome and orientation programs. Give our incoming freshmen tips in learning how to adjust and negotiate in a new environment. Inspire them with your presence and rich experience. Third, help catapult BU's capacity through partnership and linkages. Be our extension to the outside world. Help the university explore opportunities and beneficial partnerships, both local and international. And fourth, help us being career coaches to students whom you know are nearing their fresh entry into the workforce. You may offer internship programs which provides hands-on learning experiences for young professionals in your respective organizations. Be their guide. Motivate them to be as excellent as you are. I sincerely pray that this historic gathering be the start of a deepened cooperation and support of alumni BUeños to the new, vibrant, and energetic breed of BUeños today. Together with your Board of Regents at the helm, and myself as your Chairman of the Board of Regents, we can and we will certainly make Bicol University the archetype of higher education, not just in the entire Bicolandia, but more so in the entire Philippine archipelago. My sincerest congratulations to Dr. Arnulfo Mascareñas and the organizers for a resounding success in celebrating the 50th founding anniversary of Bicol University. From the very first day of the week-long celebration until tonight, in the presence of colleagues, friends, and loved ones, I hope these wonderful memories of awe and inspiration serve as another great source of strength for you to vigorously continue in leading this university. To the alumni community herein present, the honorees of this night, your support and cooperation will greatly help us continue build a legacy and transform more lives.
Category third runner-up is Mr. Emmanuel Jeff Burgos. Emmanuel Jeff Burgos is representing the College of Business, Economics, and Management. Our second runner-up is Mr. Adrian Sola. Mr. Adrian Sola is representing the Bicol University College of Agriculture and Forestry. Our first runner-up is Mr. Arnulfo Bayos Jr. He is representing the Bicol University College of Education. And now for his grand entrance, Mr. Alumni King 2019 is Mr. Celestino D. Claveron Jr., representing Integrated Albay Bicol University High School. Now it's time for the promenade of the Alumni Queens. Third runner-up is Mary Joy Volante. Mary Joy is a representative of the College of CBEM, College of Business, Economics, and Management, formerly the College of Arts and Sciences. Our second runner-up is Miss Eileen M. Hoya. Miss Eileen Hoya is a representative of the Bicol University College of Education. It's time to meet on the ramp our first runner-up, Mary Joy Josephine Saminiano. Mary Josephine Saminiano. Our Alumni Queen 2019. Please help me welcome with a big round of applause, Aderma Angeli D. Alcazar. Ms. Adelma Adherma is representing the integrated Albay Bicol University High School. Currently the Program Manager of Lifestyle-Related Diseases, advocating healthy lifestyle and preventing risk factors. Our next distinguished alumnus, Dr. Jovert R. Balunsay. An exemplary professor, illustrious writer, and researcher in the field of journalism, literature, and poetry. Congratulations, sir. Our third illustrious honoree, Mr. Dante B. Basanta. He is currently the manager of NAIA Terminal 3, the country's premier airport. Our next distinguished alumnus, Mr. Jomar A. Belleza. A cum laude graduate of AB Audiovisual Communication from the College of Arts and Letters. Currently the content manager at PA Support Subic Incorporated. Our next distinguished alumna, Dr. Jennifer Bordeos. Currently the Education Program Supervisor of the Department of Education, Tabaco City Division. Our next distinguished alumnus, Mr. Alex Michael S. Boridor, a senior high master teacher 2 at Ligao National High School. Our next distinguished honoree, Ms. Daisy P. Buendia, a retired director of the Philippine Civil Service Commission and professorial lecturer on human resource management at Bicol University. Our next distinguished alumnus, a familiar face, Engineer Perry P. Kamba. Our next distinguished alumnus, Attorney Hener P. Canio. He is currently a labor arbiter at the National Labor Relations Commission. Our next distinguished alumnus, the Honorable Elizalde S. Co., an eminent leader in business, infrastructure, countryside development, and tourism, and elected representative of ACO Bicol Party List. Our next distinguished honoree, Honorable Michelle Divina Delphine, Presiding Judge, Branch 8 of the Metropolitan Trial Court, Manila. Our next distinguished honoree, another familiar name, Engineer Frederick U. Diaz. Assistant Governor of the Rotary International. Our next distinguished alumnus, Jason D. Encinares. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I would like to call back on stage all those whose names I have called for a photo opportunity with a university official. At the young age of 27, she has received numerous accolades for acts of heroism, admirable loyalty, and devotion to duty. Our next honoree, the Honorable Alfredo Garbin Jr. A recipient of multiple awards for his exemplary leadership, service, and humanitarian work. Our next distinguished honoree, Mr. Zandro S. Higantoka, a certified public accountant, an academic scholar, and a man of kindred spirit. Our next honoree is the Honorable Eduardo Gongona. Commodore Gongona served a total of 36 years in the military service and is most notable for his expertise in maritime environmental protection. Currently the National Director of the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources. Our next distinguished alumna, Ms. Myla T. Granadino. Ms. Myla T. Granadino is a strategy analyst for senior markets in Highmark Incorporated at Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, USA. Our next distinguished alumnus, Engineer Clemente A. Ibo. Member, Bicol University Board of Regents. The Vice President for South Luzon of the Geodetic Engineers of the Philippines. A man with a strong sense of social responsibility. Our next distinguished alumna, Ms. Odette B. Liana. Representing Ms. Odette B. Lana is Professor Tanya Lana Año. Currently, Odette is the Trust Fund Manager and Analyst for Sustainable Development and Climate Change at the Asian Development Bank. Our next distinguished honoree, Mrs. Fidela Fe N. Lastrella. A woman who is inherently altruistic, reaches out to the public she serves with undivided attention and advocacy for the common good of the greater number. Her life is consumed in active charity and in willing service. The President of the Bicol University General Alumni Association International, coming all the way from the United States of America. Our next distinguished alumnus, Engineer Alexander V. Listana, currently the Executive Vice President of the Power 5 Engineering and Technical Services. Once a leader, always a leader. Our next honoree is Dr. Nelson A. Lopez. Currently a consultant and member of the CHED Technical Committee for Fisheries and Technical Evaluator of the Philippine Council for Agriculture, Aquatic and Natural Resources, Research and Development. Our next distinguished honoree is Dr. Emelisa C. Lozada. Dr. Lozada is the former Dean of the School of Technology at the University of the Philippines, Visayas, from 2010 until 2019. Our next distinguished alumnus, Mr. Saturnino L. Macasinag, Jr., Teacher 3 at Ligao National High School, and one of the 10 outstanding teachers in Albay. Our next distinguished honoree, the Honorable Alfredo Mariscotes, Jr., a recipient of the National Outstanding Municipal Agriculturist and a Hall of Famer National Awardee in the annual search for National Rice Achievers Award. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause, please, for our second batch of distinguished alumni. May I please request our honorees, our second set of honorees, to join our university
Ladies and gentlemen, especially to the alumni and the members, officers of the Bicol University General Alumni Association Incorporated, allow me to present some of the highlights of the programs, accomplishments, and achievements of the Bicol University General Alumni Association, or BUGAY, for the year 2017 and 2019. When I assumed office last October 2017, we crafted the slogan. The slogan says, sa BUGAY, every alumni dapat mati ang pagdamay sa lambang saro, nyaon ang pag-alalay, nganing pagiribanan, padagos na magdanan. So this was the slogan we crafted to relate to the alumnus, to the alumni of Bicol University, that indeed there is a Bicol University General Alumni Association Incorporated that is present and will assist you in all things that pertains to alumni-related concerns. So, it sets a direction where the alumni will go for the next 2 years. BUGAY, or the Bicol University General Alumni Association, we coin it, and every letters, we put a meaning. In letter B, we put a meaning business and entrepreneurial-oriented organization. Since I am an entrepreneurship graduate, and I graduate also of Master in Management, and also one of the founding directors of an alumni cooperative, it is indeed my intention to implement a projects that would generate income for the alumni. So we started it with the construction of an alumni office or a space wherein one entity or business person or a businessman can rent a space inside the Balay Can alumni. So we started with the putting up of a signage, the Balay Can Alumni. We started with the construction of a partition so that we can rent the space for the alumni or for those who are interested to be involved and occupy the space. Right now, the Balay Can Alumni is being occupied by a businessman and rented that space for an amount of 7,500 pesos per month, making the alumni, making that fund used to augment our fund. So we intend also to produce some souvenir items. Last year, we were able to secure an agreement from the Bicol University to produce and distribute the alampay, or the academic gown, in which we were able to supply all the graduating students of Bicol University. To be exact, we were able to supply more than 5,000 graduates of the Bicol University, making a total sales of 5 million pesos for the General Alumni Association. We also implemented the issuance of an identification card for those alumnus of Bicol University. We were able to secure partnership with Asis Sorog that provides ID for the alumnus of Bicol University, and we were fortunate that we were able to release more than 1,000 pieces of alumni ID, and now we are in the process of still releasing ID for the alumnus who intend to have an identification card. Since we are anchoring our program on the business, we were able to partner this year for the 50th founding anniversary with a different business organization. We were able to partner with the Starbucks, with the LCC. We were able to conduct a fun run. We were able to conduct yung tinatawag na food festival. We were able to conduct the fun run. Just recently this morning, we were able to conduct a fun run as a meager contribution to the 50th founding anniversary of the Bicol University. And recently, on last October 8, we were able to conclude an activity that is Forma Buenyo Fashion Show for all graduates of the Bicol University. These are only some of our partners that we enter into an agreement for the completion of projects for the 50th founding anniversary of Bicol University, still in line with our target to become a business and entrepreneurial center in the Bicol University. Next to letter B is the U. U means uncover, benchmark, and expose the Bugay to the best practices of alumni, organizations, or associations, and various schools in the country, and strengthen relations with other unit college alumni associations. Last September, with the Alumni Relations Office, headed by Dr. Rosana Madrona, we were able to conduct a benchmarking in some universities in Metro Manila, Central Luzon, and Baguio, and we were able to receive and acquire knowledge, best practices, so that we can also implement that in our organization. And that paved the way for the amendment of our constitution and bylaws, which we dream na magkaroon ng mga konting amendments sa ating constitution and bylaws because of that benchmarking. By being present in some reunions and gatherings of alumni, we make sure that every reunions, every gatherings, every occasions of the alumni organizations, we were there to make them feel that indeed there is a general alumni association. As the alumni regent, I am always present to conduct an induction ceremony for those who graduate from the Bicol University, making them all members of the Bicol University General Alumni Association. And also, the letter G represents go back. Let's review the constitution and bylaws of the organization, the rules and policy, including giving attention to the legal personality of the Bugay. We did it already. When I assumed office, we created a 3-man committee that reviews our constitution and bylaws, and they recommended some changes, some amendments, and which we considered and adopted during our strategic planning in September of 2017, and finally, we adopted an amended constitution. And it was ratified in last year General Assembly in 2018. We developed the mission the vision and mission of the Bugay. Our vision says that it is, our organization is a dynamic and responsive organization imbued with the ideals of the university, committed to community development. So that is our vision. If you'll notice, that is focused on the community development, being graduate of the Bicol University, following the 4 pillars of the university. Our mission is to establish a strong network, linkages of proactive and development-oriented alumni serving, sharing, and leading towards quality and productive life. That is our output last year when we amended our constitution and bylaws, at the same time crafting the mission, vision of our organization. Encourage, submit business plans, proposal, possible collaboration. If you will notice, we were able to conduct or to enter into a partnership with the Starbucks Events Corporation. They are now manning the Barrio Fiesta sa Bicol University, which some of you may be nakapunta na roon. You see the carnival rides. There are 6 rides, and you see the display of some businesses. That is a product of an engagement and agreement with our business partners just to implement some of our projects. These are the first awarding ceremony sponsored by the Bicol University, and this year is the search for the 50 outstanding alumnus or alumni, being part of acknowledging the contributions and successes or success of alumni through awards and recognitions. And we would like to appreciate and give thanks to Bicol University for giving us the opportunity to be part of this significant awarding ceremonies to our top 50 outstanding alumnus. We are trying to document all the activities, not only the activities for the 50th founding anniversary, but we are trying to document the history of the Bicol University General Alumni Association, beginning from its former presidents, member of the board, and other officers of the alumni organization as early as late as 1960s. The same manner to provide information to those alumni, to those organizations, that we have records of those officers and activities of the alumni organizations for the past 50 years or more than. So, if you'll notice, we are adopting the theme which is BU at 50, Building a Legacy, Transforming Lives. It will be soon released 1 month or probably more than a month after this celebration. And the letter I, involving each and every alumnus in the organization and making it a functional organization. If you will notice, there are so many meetings we conducted. We always invited the president so that there will be collaboration, cooperation between the Bicol University and general alumni. And also, we involve ourselves to CSR. During the eruption of Mayon volcano, we provided goods and services to those who are affected by the eruption of Mayon volcano. And so, we conducted also gift giving to children in Magnito Albay. These are the direction of the General Alumni Association. You'll notice we need help from each and every alumnus of Bicol University. Under our constitution bylaws, meron tayong mga tribute sa mga officers, tribute to most outstanding alumni chapter awards, tribute awards after past Bugay officers, and awards named after BU, outstanding alumni. So, in partnership with the Bicol University Alumni Relations Office, we intend to have a database ng ating mga alumnus so that madali yung ating communication and coordination. Under our constitutions or our constitution and bylaws, we created chapters. Okay, we intend to create Camarines Norte chapter, Camarines Sur, Sorsogon, Catanduanes, Masbate, and so on and so forth. Even Metro Manila, even abroad, even US, Canada, and so on and so forth. Hong Kong-based BU Association, Canada. Now with the US, we are now in close coordination with the US Alumni International Association, and then recognizing the success and contribution of every alumnus of Bicol University.
Educator and innovator. She holds the highest professorial rank of university professor from Catanduanes State University. Our next distinguished honoree, Police Director General Pascual G. Munoz, Executive Officer of the Director for Logistics at the Philippine National Police. Our next distinguished honoree, our very own Attorney Dr. Alex Nepomuceno, Dean, Bicol University Business, Economics, and Management, and concurrent Director of the Jesse M. Robredo Institute of Governance and Development. Our next distinguished alumnus, Professor Mark Francis Nang, an Assistant Professor 4 at the Bicol University College of Business, Economics, and Management, and a Certified Public Accountant. Our next distinguished alumnus, a familiar face in the Bicol University, Dr. Plutomeo M. Nieves, an exemplary administrator, outstanding researcher, and scholar. Our next distinguished alumna, Dr. Nila B. Oniate, Professor 6 at the Central Bicol State University of Agriculture and a Research and Extension Director from the same university. Our next distinguished alumnus, Dr. Joseph R. Ortinero, an awardee of the National Research Council of the Philippines and awardee of the In Touch with Excellence of the Department of Science and Technology. He is currently an assistant professor at the De La Salle University in Manila. Our next distinguished alumna, Dr. Lily P. Orticio, a multi-awarded woman known for her strong work ethic, drive for academic excellence, and leadership in her nursing career. Currently, a member of the National Honor Society of the United States and founding president of the American Association of Ophthalmic Nurses in Florida, USA. Our next distinguished alumnus, Mr. Mariano E. Palma. He is credited for creating a culture of tourism excellence in the province of Camarines Norte, where he serves as Provincial Tourism Officer. Our next distinguished alumnus, Major General Antonio G. Parlade, a decorated military officer who obtained his master's in military arts and sciences at the Fort Leavenworth, Kansas United States. Currently, I am told that he could not make it today or tonight because he is in Europe. There's a tweet from Madame. Our next distinguished alumnus, again a familiar face, Dr. Antonio P. Payonga, a known academician, scholar, research mentor, extensionist, and a distinguished administrator and professor, currently the Dean of the Bicol University Graduate School. Our next distinguished alumnus, Mr. Rosauro C. Perillo, a licensed professional teacher, a registered forester, and was a recipient of a scholarship grant to participate in the Yale University Schools of Forestry and Environmental Studies. Currently, the City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Officer and Advisor of the Cross Youth Ligao Community College. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause, please, for our third batch of distinguished alumni. May I please request those whose names I have just called to join our university officials. Every endeavor begins with a dream. Every dream opens up to many and exciting possibilities. Every possibility leads to the fulfillment of a dream. Such is the story behind this book. It all began with a dream of telling the story behind the unfolding of Bicol University in retrospective and colorful photographs interspersed with simple narratives. 50 years as the leading university in the Bicol region is definitely no ordinary feat for any institution. Indeed, a picture may paint 1,000 words, but behind every picture lies a story untold. As you pore over the sentimental, aged photos and allow your eyes to linger towards the more colorful ones, remember with fondness the moments that were captured. By periodizing the history of the university by decade, Golden Journeys aims to chronicle the significant milestones that immortalized and defined Bicol University. Along with these are the significant events that shaped the Bicol region and the nation in general, and how these in turn influenced the growth of the university. In its fullness, this book serves as a relevant documentary contribution to the extant historical body of knowledge significant to the Bicol University community, as it largely preserved its institutional and academic identity by providing a glimpse into its past and a mirror towards its future. Similarly, for those of us who were either born too early or too late into the 50 years that unfolded the life and times of Bicol University, this historical publication will greatly help in understanding our roots as Bicolanos as we retrace the milestones and milieu in the 5 decades reflecting the development of the Bicol region. A top-notch litigator who specializes in criminal, civil, corporate rehabilitation, shipping construction, arbitration, Family and Labor Law. Our next honoree, Engineer Ryan Ben Sabilala, a mechanical engineer, project practitioner, and specialist in managing green building design and construction. Currently, he is a faculty member of the United States Green Building Council, the only Filipino who holds the distinction. Our next honoree is Mr. Raimundo R. Sakayan, Doctor. I stand corrected. He is not a medical doctor, but he is an architect. Architect Raimundo R. Sakayan, co-founder, Green Fellowship Movement. Our next honoree is Dr. Diosdado M. San Antonio. Dr. Diosdado San Antonio was sent by Secretary Briones abroad, and so to receive the award on his behalf is Dr. Ofelia Samar C. Dr. Diosdado San Antonio is a recipient of the International Postgraduate Research Scholarship at the University of Newcastle. Our next honoree is Mr. Ferdi A. Sevilla, who is coming all the way from Sweden. Known for his spirit of volunteerism and altruistic nature, he sparks others to embrace a culture of benevolence and compassion. Our next distinguished alumnus, Mr. Lowell Adrian M. Solayao. He is most notable for founding the Pilar Reading Center. The 2017 National Awardee of the Search for Outstanding Volunteer Service Coordinating Agency and the 2018 Dangal ng Bayan Awardee of the Civil Service Commission and the 2019 Gawad Henny Lopez Bayaning Kabataan Awardee. Our next distinguished alumna, Dr. Ofelia Samar C. The 2018 Philippine Medical Association's Dr. Jose Rizal Memorial Award in Community Leadership and Service, and the 2017 UER MMC's Outstanding Graduate in Medical Education. Our next distinguished alumna, Dr. Elenita L. Tan, Director, Professional Regulation Commission, Regional Office 5. Our Outstanding Woman of Albay in 2013, Outstanding Centennial Award as Public Servant, conferred by the Bicol University High School Alumni Association. Our next distinguished alumna, Attorney K. N. Templomievo, a woman of impressive academic credentials, virtuous life, and kindred spirit, a certified public accountant, and a lawyer by profession. She is currently the Revenue District Officer in Iriga City. Our next distinguished alumnus, Mr. Noel R. Tonga Jr., a filmmaker and a media communications professional. He is currently working at ABS-CBN Film Production Incorporated as film editor and one of the key heads of ABS-CBN's post-production department. Our next distinguished alumnus, Thaddeus Jasmel L. Tuazon, currently the branch head of Banco de Oro, Unibank Incorporated at BDO SM City Legazpi branch. Under his expert and dutiful watch, the bank has earned numerous awards, such as the BDO Product Excellence Award in 2014, 2015, 2017, and 2018. Certainly last but not least is Dr. Kurt Randy S. Zepeda, a medical doctor by profession and a technical writer historian by interest and calling. His excellent writing ability has led to the successful nomination of Albay as UNESCO Biosphere Reserve and the listing of Mount Mayon as tentative UNESCO Heritage Site and declaration of Cagsawa Ruins as National Cultural Treasure. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for our fourth and final batch of distinguished alumni. May I please request the last set of honorees to join our university officials on stage for your photo opportunity. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our fourth batch of distinguished alumni. Congratulations, sir and Ms. Dennis. Thank you very much to our university officials for doing the honor.
I am deeply honored and humbled to be recognized as one of the outstanding alumni of Bicol University. It means a lot to be honored by this school. As I stand in front of the icons in the different careers with so much honor and pride, I'd like to thank the Lord Almighty, for without Him, we won't be here in this celebration. Thank you to the Bugay family through the President, Edgar Barameda. Special mention to Madam Aleli Gaduena, for nominating me for her persistent kulit had made me join the search. My family, friends, my PRC staff, and all our stakeholders, this is all for you. We share our joy tonight. As it is said, happiness is doubled when it is shared. Congratulations to all of us. At this juncture, my co-awardees, turn to your left and say, congratulations. Return the favor to your right and say you made the right decision in enrolling at Bicol University. Tonight I'm speaking in behalf of my co-awardees. BU equip us with solid foundation in life. I am a true-blooded Bicol University graduate from elementary to PhD in public administration. I only changed campuses, but not the school. I walk with pride anywhere I go. My advisor in grade 6 was Mr. Bobby Garcia, the composer of BU Hymn. I never lost contact with him. In fact, he is my FB friend. Allow me to share with you an experience I had in 1997, that was 22 years ago, when Bicol University was not yet so popular. When I applied at PRC Manila, the first question was, what about if you are a graduate of Bicol University? For a graduate in the province, you need to prove your worth. I was lucky enough, they decided to take me in. Another one was in the conduct of the midwifery licensure exam in Legazpi City. My former director told me to be ready to answer the board of midwifery because of the result that would be 100% passing percentage. But it did not happen because all the transcript of records of the BU midwifery examiners were taken out, and they were convinced that really it's 100% because of the high grades in the transcript of records. From then on, there were no more questions because it became a habit of the BU examinees to be on top. There was even a time where the top 10 were all bagged by Bicolano examinees. This includes other exams like social worker, engineering, and other exams. In fact, in the recent physician licensure exam where 50 passed out of the 51 examinees, it is a proof of the quality of the Bicol University graduates. The presence tonight of the 50 outstanding alumni graduates of Bicol University is a test of the legacy and lives that were transformed after we went out in this university. However, our success had journeys. It began with a single step. There were bumpy roads and lights that shut off, but we hold on because we were trained by the school on how to survive in the real world. Just like the taglines of some businesses and products, in BDO, we find ways. Pag smart ka, you're simply amazing. Pag low ka, making great things possible. In LBC, abot mo ang mundo. Kailangan pa bang i-memorize dyan? Sabi ng Love Radio. And SM, we got it all for you. Nescafe says, para kanino ka bumabangon? As public servants, we wake up for our family and for the public that we serve. We always remember the 4 pillars of Bicol University, and that is leadership, character, scholarship, and service. The big task is on our shoulders. With all of this tagline, BU means Bayuenyong Oragon. Ladies and gentlemen, and this happy crowd, my parting words would be, sometimes we have setbacks in our career, We should never place imperfections in our head, for it will weigh us down. Instead, place it under your feet, make it as a platform to view your horizons. Again, congratulations and mabuhay po tayong lahat.
As chairman of the Committee on Elections with Ms. Betty May Dolino and Roan Morano as members, we have the honor to present the newly elected directors of Bicol University General Alumni Association Incorporated for the year 2019 to 2021. Held today, 21st day of September 2019, at BU High School grounds, Legazpi City.
So let's proceed with this oath of office. I state your name. Having been elected as board member of the Bicol University General Alumni Association Incorporated, do solemnly swear to abide by and uphold the Constitution and bylaws of this organization, to perform my duties to the best of my ability, without fear or favor, with the end in view of furthering the purpose of this organization, and that I take this pledge without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Congratulations to the new members of the Bugay Board.